Boom, just like that. If you guys are interested, you can go to Home Depot and pick up one of these bad boys right here. So here we are, the moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Banbury, right? So that's the valve that I'm going to have installed. I already have this part in here. The actual valve is already right in the shower with the plumbing. So all I have to do now is really put the fixtures or like the plate and stuff like that right here. It's a cool plate that looks really nice. Got that brushed finish on it. Let's see how it fits. Boom, just like that. Anyway, these are instructions if you need to use them. After going to Home Depot and locating those screws, once more, the screws that I didn't have in my Moen box, the shower plate with these screws. So let's go ahead and do that. So you put 2 screws in to hold it in place. There you go, just hand tighten it. I've already installed this metal piece in between for the cartridge. I don't know if you could see that right there. So I'm gonna put these 2 plastic things. I think this is the this is the key stop or something, and then temperature adjuster. Right here, the key stop. And fits right in. And then this is a temperature adjuster, as you call it. So again, more on this is supposed to be more hot water. You can put it here or here, it's up to you. I just do it this way because this is what I see most people doing. Right there. Whoa. Now it's time to put this black lever, which actually controls, like, this is the one that attaches to the actual knob. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on right here. The position that I would do this is like this piece right here is gonna be towards the left right here, and you can tell because the way the groove is, see how the flat is on top? It's the same right here with the flat on top slightly. Again, the position is like this with the lever just slightly on the right side. This is what controls your hot and cold. This way is cold, this way is hot water. So we just set it up like that. And now we put it this way, this position, you know, just like with the flat surface going to the flat. So flat goes something like that. Boom. Just like that, you hand tighten it so you don't overdo it. Boom. This nice little knob. We can now try to install this. And it's gonna have this Allen head screw that we're gonna put on, which goes underneath the knob. Boom. Put this knob, the screw is underneath. So I'm going to put this on like so. Alright. So that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna tighten it a little bit more, but that's what the Moen looks like. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is replace the old shower head with the new one. I'm gonna take the old one off first. So this is the old one. Right here, as you can see, this is chrome. This one is long, this one is short for some reason. So you put the plumber's tape and do it clockwise. Just do See if this works. Once it's super tight and I can't move it anymore, then I'm just going to use like a screwdriver to bring it down. Now I'm going to add the shower head right here. Boom. Right? To do that, I'm going to add some more tape on the thread. Go clockwise, maybe close to 5, and then I'm going to add the shower head. My bad, before installing the shower head, I forgot to put this plate, which is supposed to go in between the pipe and the wall to cover it up. So that's what I plan to do with this piece. So there you have it. I just installed the Moen right here. It's a 8291 2SRN. If you guys are interested, you can go to Home Depot and pick up one of these bad boys right here. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten everything up, make sure everything's good to go before I actually test the water. If you guys are interested to find out what I did to actually get the shower valve installed and the plumbing and stuff like that, check out some of my previous episodes, and then you can see the actual process before I even started doing the fixtures right here. I'm gonna go ahead and tape around the fiberglass shower wall and the wall, just because I don't want to overdo it when I put the silicone. I don't want to make too much mess, so let's start with that. So I'm just kind of guesstimating here, you know, how much of the silicone I want sticking out. I just put as close as possible. Not silicone, this is like a amp, which is my favorite. Amp DAP hybrid outperforms silicone. This is what I like to use. For me, it just works better. I feel like it's stronger. So this is what I'm going to use to caulk right here between the fiberglass and the walls. Some of the holes are actually bigger, so I applied a little bit more. It's hard to tell just from video, but I applied more, and now I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger to clean this up a little bit, get a wet rag as well. Because I have a lot of extra, I don't want to waste it, so I try to put it back on if I can, you know. If not, then I just clean it up. The thing about this DAP is like it's really sticky. It's stickier than silicone when from experience. So I mean, I kind of like it. I feel like it's really going to hold the fiberglass and the walls. You gotta be careful too. DAP is a little stickier because it seems to dry faster than just regular silicone. So you just have to not take your time, but you want to just go as quickly as possible if you can. Same idea. Once you go all the way around, then just use your finger and try to clean it up. As you can see, everything has been siliconed. I'll probably try to add some more here. Feel like it's not filled enough, but yeah, otherwise it is tight. Right there, I gotta put some more here. I'm finally done using the amp hybrid right here. So I have 2 more extra I haven't used yet. But I noticed that some of the caulking I did still needs a little bit of work because there are parts that are still kind of hollow. So I'm going to add some more of this stuff, like parts over here and even behind, like right here. So there's just some hollow areas that I feel like I need some more caulking just to make everything smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, add a little bit more of this. The good thing about this Delta 500 is that it's a caulkless system, right? So you don't have to use this stuff like in between these areas. To do the trimming for the walls, aside from preparing it, cutting it to size, making sure they fit and all that, repainting them, making them ready, is that I'm gonna need a few things to make that happen. I have liquid nails to make my trims stick to the wall. I also have nails. I'm going to replace and put a new trimming all around the corners. Trims are not as straightforward as you could see. I have to also use saw to trim the edges because some sides is not exact, right? There's like extra drywall, so I have to use a saw to kind of cut the edges a little bit more right here, as you can see. Cut a little bit more, or I try to shave a little bit more on this side because of the extra drywall that's on here. So I try to make it fit, and I think it has some give. To help the glue, I just put this wood and this support right here to kind of make sure I wait until the glue dries up. Give it a couple hours and then we'll see. So as you can see, I've done the caulking for the trim, and I've used AMP hybrid, which is what I have left over. So I just use that for the caulking for the trims, and I'm just gonna let it dry, and once it's set, then I'm good to go, because I already had the walls painted and everything. So that was pretty much the last piece. So here we are, the moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Oh. So I guess it works. As you can see, turned on the shower, water. There you have it. Only thing I have to do now is install the curtain and then try out the shower. Now that everything is set in place, let's try to install the shower curtains. So I got this rod over at Home Depot. It's just a simple one. Just trying to figure out how to use it, I think. Okay, that's how you tighten. Let's try to see how it works. Okay. That looks better right there, right? Let me just try to straighten it out. Something like that. Then I'm gonna try these hooks. Kind of interesting looking right here. Okay, it's upside down because this thing is on top, so it kind of, it's easy to move around the hooks. So now I'm going to put this plastic on the back closer to the actual shower stall. So there it is, easy install of my shower curtains. Again, I bought the pole from Home Depot, just the basic one, and this one I got, I think, from Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks or something like that. So you guys can pretty much get any type of curtain you want, obviously. Oh, the plastic I also got from Home Depot, but you can get that anywhere. Simple install with the shower curtains. Easy, anyone can do it, obviously. There's a few learning curves along the way, I would say, but most of it, I think, has been very productive. The first thing, obviously, was removing the metal tub, which I had no clue from the very beginning. I didn't even realize that the tub was metal. So I tried to cut it in half and it wasn't working with my saw was just not doing it until I realized that it was a metal tub. And I just had to find a way to remove it. The remodelers that I talked to, they said, oh, you gotta take off the toilet seat, you can't remove the tub, it's too big, there's no room. But I just figured out a way to do it slowly but surely. And then of course, what's left was the framing. Now, with a lot of you who might do this, it may not be an issue, but for me, I had termites. And so I had to stop what I was doing and actually I had a termite guy come here and treat the wood. And that cost me like $300 to do, but it's just a little peace of mind for myself. Obviously the termite treatment, replacing the wood, adding more framing, putting everything in place. Aside from replacing the frame, I said, let me just put some insulation, put sand on top of the drain hole. The only expense that I had probably was, of course, hiring a plumber because I didn't want to do it myself, which didn't really cost much. It cost me $300 to replumb things, right? And that's another learning curve, I think, is making sure you remove enough drywall, extra drywall, because it doesn't have to be perfect. You're gonna cover that up afterwards anyways. But if you don't cut that much drywall, then you might end up doing 2 or 3 cuts before you can even dry fit the compound. That's another lesson too. I think for ease of use, for something that's easy, I would prefer using the pre-made compound mix. Just make sure you buy enough because it doesn't dry as fast as the ones that I made. So anyway, after that I did the texture, which was a little bit of experimentation as well. I had to use 2 different spray cans. The first one was too small, and the second one I just tried to spray a little bit more. Then I sanded it down. The reason why I don't want to do the shower doors anymore is because it's really messy. Once it gets dirty, there's so much mold, it's hard to clean, and it just looks gross. The Delta 500, I feel like, I don't know yet because it's brand new for me and it's not something that I've tested, but I feel like it's something that anybody can do. You guys too, beginners. This is my first time doing it, right? Yeah, it took some time, considering it took me a couple of weeks because waiting time too with the termite treatment, and then the plumber doing the welding, stuff like that. Those, you have to wait for those, right? Especially if I'm not doing that myself and I'm adding extra things. Like the prepping takes more work. But once you start installing the fiberglass walls, you dry fit it and then it fits well, then it's smooth sailing. The reason why I decided to do this shower install myself was because initially I had the same issues. I had to look for different estimates from different experts, and everything was so overpriced, right? It ranges from a couple thousand to 5,000 and up and so on. And everyone just had a different pricing and everyone was just telling me something different. And I just didn't want to spend that much money, especially if I didn't even really know what they were going to do. I figured maybe I could just do it myself. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a tub again or just recondition or replace it. And now I decided I just wanted to do a whole shower stall. So I said, hey, I'm just going to do it myself. It saved me money because all I had to do was buy the materials, right? Yeah, it's a learning curve, so you got to make sure that you have time. Maybe you have another shower or bathroom that you can use. So this place was pretty much for over a month. I couldn't really use this shower, just the one upstairs, and so until I'm done remodeling, right? So you gotta take that into consideration. Yeah, I saved a lot of money because this whole shower set maybe is around 900 something, including the drain. But then you have to also buy the parts like the valves, the shower valves, all the silicone that you buy, and some of the miscellaneous things, right? So let's just say, and then of course the plumbing, labor and stuff like that. So let's just say maybe a little under 2,000 I think that if you guys watch all the episodes that I have, especially here on doing the tub to the shower renovation, you'll see that if you guys haven't done it before as a beginner, don't be afraid. Just take your time and do it. Do it like I did, you know, where you learn before you actually start something, and then maybe learn from my mistakes. Sometimes I didn't cut enough drywall, or maybe I didn't do enough prepping. I didn't have enough framing, things like that. Maybe you guys can do the plumbing yourselves, whatever. But it's just that I'm here to share my experience doing this shower set, just because it was a big undertaking for me, my first one. So don't be afraid to do a bathroom remodel. If I can do it, obviously everyone can. You just have to take your time, make sure you kind of research what it is you want to do, watch enough YouTube, read directions, and then just make it happen. So there you have it. Till next time, you guys stay safe and keep on rolling.